Teen Titans number 14, written by Scott Lobdell, art by Fabian Nicieza. Last issue we left off with Red Robin, Superboy, and Cassie all going to the archaeological dig site where the armor was found. They found a thing called the Mark of Trigon, and then we got a little last page tease of a guy named Kurt Lance being brought back by Amanda Waller to go get the Teen Titans alive. This issue picks up, so Red Robin's explaining what a Trigon is, basically saying like, oh, it's this super old god guy. He represents like the Trinity that is used in so many other mythologies. He was all three in one, and he's super bad. And at that point, Superboy hears something, and he's like, hey, everyone shut up, something's coming. And it's Diesel in the god armor, along with an army of blood warriors that he managed to summon using the power of the armor. And it's like, okay, fight scene time. So I just want to point out one particular quote here from Diesel. Red Robin's telling him that we're going to kick his ass. And then Diesel says, don't you dare patronize me. And then tells his blood legion, kill them dead. The writing on this is incredible. So fight scene continues on, and Cassie is trying to get involved. And they're like, you don't have any powers. Please stop. And at that point, the Blood Army comes in, grabs her, and drags her away. And Red Robin's like, no, Cassie. So then we cut back to where the other Teen Titans are. And they're hanging out at a motel on the Jersey Turnpike. And Bunker and Flash are both pissed off that they're kind of stuck here for a while. And they're just like, all I want to do is just go back home, chill, hang out with Solstice. Sounds like a good time. Meanwhile, Solstice is getting out of the shower. She looks in the mirror and sees herself pre-transformation. She's like, well, that's not possible. What's going on here? And it turns out that it is Kurt. It's Lance. And he is... apparently his whole thing is that he's able to do a mental projection. He can't see her. He doesn't know where she is, but he can track down her mind and say like, hey, I'm trying to help you. I can help give you your humanity back. All you have to do is make better choices. So anyway, Red Robin's still rushing in, trying to save Cassie. Superboy drags him out. And he's just like, hey, we'll get to her. We just got to be careful. And Red Robin's like, no, let me at him. Let me at him. And he's like, all right, I'm calm. Sorry, Jesus. So they do a scan down the one corridor to see if they see where Cassie is. They don't get any trace of her. She's way too deep. So then we see Cassie is being taken by Diesel and just like, hey, I'm about to take over the world because that's just what the armor, it's been whispering to me, telling me its secrets, and you've always ignored the whispers, but I listen, and that's how I'm able to get like the Blood Army and stuff like that. I'm so much stronger than you. And Cassie's like, you're an idiot. I literally took on that armor to save your life out of love for you. Like, I have only ever wanted to protect you. I only have done this because I care about you. And he's like, you're lying. You took away the only thing that meant anything to me. And she's like, I thought I meant something to you. So at that point, she just puts out like, the only reason that I'm doing this right now is because I love you. Please surrender. And he's like, surrender? Oh, you're giving me a chance to surrender. I literally have all the power here. What could you possibly do against me? And she's like, I still have one last thing. And it turns out she kept the lariat, which is the weird tendril thing that just kind of obeys her demands or whatever. And Diesel backhands her and says like, that's literally not going to hurt me. And she's like, well, I don't have it. All I'm going to do is tell the lariat to do something, and it will do it no matter what. It'll always finish its task, and I'm telling it to stop you. So, yeah, it wraps itself around his neck and starts draining him of power. So then we see Red Robin and Superboy making their way deep down, and they're like, hey, so we're still taking down the Blood Army, and are they, like, living things? Do we need to, like, worry about the fact we're killing them? And it's just like, no, I think they're just animated shells. And at that point, they all start liquefying and turning into just blood on the ground. And we see that Cassie has taken back control of the silent armor, and Diesel's like, no, it's meant for me. And she's like, no, it's meant for the one who deserves it. So, yeah, he's not doing so hot, and I'm pretty sure he's dead. So then Tim and Superboy are just waiting at the entrance to the cave, and they're like, oh, hey, Cassie, you're alive. And she's like, yeah, no, I'm here, let's go. It's like, no, hold on. You got your armor back? Diesel's not here. These things just liquefied. We're going to need a bit more than that. And Cassie's like, no, you don't trust me or any of us with even our name or your name. Why would I trust you with my own secrets? Just all I need from you guys is that the Titans keep the silent armor in check. That's your guys' goal now. So at that point, they all leave. The trio that was on the trip are very dour because they're like, we won, but at what cost? Meanwhile, the three who were in the motel were like, yes, finally back home. And Superboy's like, hey, I'm involved in my own book, Ravagers and Legion Lost. I gotta go do that. And Cassie's like, okay, well, we'll always have a place for you here. So she goes off. We see Solstice is met up by the mental projection of Kurt Lance again, who touches her and says that his ability is to manipulate the metagene in other people. So she turns back into her normal self ever so briefly, but then he is very quickly whisked away to somewhere else, which apparently is in Birds of Prey, which I don't remember. So hopefully that'll get explained next issue. And then we see Solstice coming in to talk to Red Robin about the stuff going on. Red Robin's like, I'm sorry, look, Death of the Family is going on over in Gotham. I got to go deal with that. So we'll talk about whatever you want when I get back, like tomorrow. Peace. So he flies off. Next day, every one of the Teen Titans who's still left in the tower, they're all having breakfast. And Bunker's like, you know, Cassie, if you want privacy, that's fine. But just remember, you don't have to do this stuff alone. And as he's about to start moralizing, there's a knock on the door. And there is a scarecrow-looking dummy of Red Robin that has been jokerized. Like, it has a big smile on it. And Cassie's like, uh-oh, I know what this means. Next issue, we're a Death of the Family tie-in. And yeah, that's exactly what happens. So, I like the scenes where Cassie is talking to Diesel. And everything outside of that felt superfluous. Like, it didn't feel like they even wanted to do this plot anymore. It felt like they just wanted to do a thing where it's like, okay, we got to explain a little bit as to how Cassie's powers work. But then once they got the explanation of the silent armor done, they're like, all right, now she can have it back. I don't even care anymore. Didn't really work for me, lo and behold. The fact that Superboy's just gone because he's involved in like 7 other books right now. Also Hell on Earth. Completely forgot about that one. Yeah, no, it's a bit too much. So overall, I'm gonna say 6, and I think a lot of that is that I do enjoy the art style of it, but it does feel like it just has like 8 different things going on, and it doesn't know how to focus on any of them. So God only knows what we'll get out of the Death of the Family tie-in. Red Hood, that's a thing. Dear Lord, help us.